Peace everybody, back with another video. I was surprised how unceasing the abuse was, the fallout from Leaving Neverland. And as you can see here in the screenshot is Wade Robson, James Safechuck, and Dan Reed. Those three have lied on Michael Jackson, saying that Michael sexually assaulted Wade Robson and James Safechuck, and that's not true because they were never victims of his. In February, when the documentary maker Dan Reed and I met in a near-empty bar, it felt very much like the lull before the typhoon. He was calm and expansive as he spoke about his film, Leaving Neverland, which was about to be broadcast, about James Safechuck and Wade Robson, who accused Michael Jackson of sexually abusing them for years. So the film came out in February, which I never got to see it because I don't have HBO and don't want it. The Dan Reed and some other person met in a near empty bar. They also said it felt very much like the lull before the typhoon. He was calm and expansive. So and of course the broadcast was about James Safechuck and Wade Robson, who accused Michael Jackson of sexually abusing them for years, and that has never happened because Michael Jackson has been found innocent of all this mess that they put him through. As I looked at him leaning back, relaxed, as you like talking occasionally about the Jackson fans, I thought, Sonny Jim, you have no idea what you're getting into. It was like watching an innocent babe wander into a dark wood, the sounds of snarling animals in shadows all around him. Yeah, so whoever the person was that was leaning back, relaxed, and you like talking casually about the Jackson fans. And of course, the person said, I thought Sonny Jim, you have no idea, which is in bold letters, what you're getting into. It was like watching an innocent babe wander into a dark wood. So, the sounds of snarling animals and shadows all around him. Well, 10 months later, the innocence is truly gone. The documentary completely shredded what was left of Jackson's reputation. But that didn't stop plenty of people putting up a fight in his defense. True to form, members of the Jackson family went on the attack, casting aspersions of Robson in particular, Jackson's most dedicated fans, not known for their rationality, eagerly went after Reed especially, but really anyone who dared to express a skeptical opinion about St. Michael on the day my interview with Reed. Safechuck and Robson went online. I had to block more than 100 Twitter accounts. I couldn't even imagine how Reed used the internet at all anymore. So Wade Robson and James Safechuck had to go and block more than 100 accounts. Seriously, Twitter accounts? What? Because they couldn't handle the truth that they were lying. The documentary completed shredded what was left of Jackson's reputation. So whatever was left, it was ruined, and there's no way of getting it back. But that didn't stop plenty of people putting up a fight in his defense. So all of Michael Jackson's fans are fighting for him to know that the truth is coming out and that it never happened at all. True to form, members of the Jackson family went on the attack, casting aspersions on Robson in particular, because more likely they went after Wade Robson the most. And of course it triggered James Safechuck on top of it after that. And as you can see, here's Michael Jackson with Wade Robson as a little boy at the time. And as you can see here in the screenshot, nothing happened. It's just innocent. That's all it is. But Reed is a man with pride, so when I asked him how he coped with thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of people telling him he was a dupe, a bad journalist, a liar, and deserved to die, he replies, I don't want to sound blast, but I've received unwelcome attention from people I'm a lot more frightened of than Jackson's fans, people from the criminal underworld and terrorist organizations whom Reed has also made films about. So now he's been criticized as a bad journalist. Good, that's a good thing. Dan Reed is also a liar and deserved to, this is their word, not mine, deserved to die. He replies, I don't want to sound blast, but I've received unwelcome attention from people. Yeah, because everybody's calling him out. They're calling out Wade Robson. They're calling out James Safechuck. They are calling all three of them out because they know they lied. Nonetheless, he admits he was surprised at how unceasing the torrent of abuse was, including reams of threats and emails to his film company, and especially the smearing of Robson and Safechuck. When Reed gave a talk at the Edinburgh Festival, Jackson fans protested outside with signs saying MJ innocent, the usual, that word I can't say. He says, and one day they parked a van outside his office and blasted Jackson's music. So there was a lot of protesters that were protesting outside of the festival, and they were with signs saying MJ innocent, the usual, you know what. And of course, people are standing up for Michael Jackson, even though he's no longer here with us, but it does not stop the fans from getting his word out to know that he's innocent. I wasn't even there, so it was a bit of a waste of time. I only found out about it because they made a video of it and posted it on Twitter, he says. As soon as the movie was announced, people were denouncing the victims without even knowing who they were. It was just a knee-jerk reaction. These guys are liars, and you can't challenge them with facts because it's an article of faith for them, and any challenges to that belief are blasphemy, he says. The Jackson family, he points out, have not made any factual challenges. They just say, our brother was a lovely guy as a result of his experience in the maw of Jackson's fandom. Reed is now thinking about making a documentary about other kinds of denialists. So now Dan Reed wants to make other films about denialists because he couldn't handle the truth that Wade Robson and James Safechuck were lying the whole time. So now he gets mad about it. And he said, I'm going to go make other kinds of denialists. Okay, fine, go ahead. But people are going to call him out on it. And of course, you can't challenge the liars with facts because they don't want to hear the truth. This other person, I don't know who it was, that I only found out about it because they made a video of it and posted it on Twitter, he says. Now, I don't even know who the person that we're referring to, so whoever it is, I'm pretty sure they're coming out with the facts. They just say, our brother was a lovely guy. And yes, Michael Jackson was a lovable person. He never hurt anybody. He no longer looks at his mentions on Twitter. There is no point. And Robson and Safechuck pretty much stay away from social media entirely. It gives them a measure of calm. I'm amazed at how serene they've been through all this, but the movie has been good for them. They feel like their story has been told and entered the public conversation. I think people who saw the movie found Wade and James very credible. I don't find them credible. No. So now they say that it was credible for their story. Um, it gives them a measure of calm. What calm? Because they're being called out on their BS. I'm amazed at how serene they've been through all this, but the movie has been good for them. They feel like their story has been told and entered a public conversation. I don't believe any of it because it's not good for them. They made Michael Jackson look bad. They ruined his reputation. They ruined his legacy. They ruined everything. Some radio stations are no longer playing his music because of what they have done. Robson sued the Jackson estate in 2015, but a judge ruled that too much time had passed. He tried again in 2017, but it was decided that the corporation was not liable for Jackson's personal activities. According to news reports, Savechuck and Robson, buoyed by public support, are again trying to take the estate to court. Well, they could try, but they're not going to win. No, 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 no. They're not going to win. No. So they did sue. Alright, Robson sued the Jackson estate in 2015, but a judge ruled that too much time had passed. So it all depends on how much time has passed. Then he tried again in 2017, but it was decided that the corporation was not liable for Jackson's personal activities. So they didn't want to hear nothing about it. And of course, when it comes to Wade Robson and James Safechuck, they have no credibility whatsoever. And of course, here is the screenshot of the protest. On one side it says facts don't lie, and on the other side it says people do. So people who lie on Michael Jackson, they have no credibility whatsoever. After Leaving Neverland aired, there was much talk about whether people could still enjoy Jackson's music or whether he would be cast on to the same reject pile as Gary Glitter. Reed was never especially interested in this argument. I'm not about canceling Jackson, but I think people should know that he was at times a monster to children, he says. Michael Jackson was never a monster to children. He loved children. He never did anything wrong to them. So why is Dan Reed all of a sudden lying, saying, oh, he was a monster? Really? Dan Reed needed to shut his mouth and go take several seats and shut up, because nothing happened with Wade Robson and James Safechuck. They were never victims of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson never did anything to them. They lied. Michael Jackson loved women. Why? That's why he has 3 beautiful children. Prince Jackson, Paris Jackson, and Prince Jackson the second, but people call him BG, so that's his nickname. And also there's another name he's got, Blanket. Those are the children that Michael Jackson has. I mean, why is Dan Reed even still around? Why? It just doesn't make sense at all. How does it feel if he turns on the radio and a Jackson song comes on? Reed laughs. You know I didn't listen to pop music growing up, so I was never very good at recognizing his music, he says. And then, as if he hasn't outraged Jackson fans enough already, he adds, with the final knife twist, I didn't even know until halfway through production on the documentary that Billie Jean was a Jackson song. So Dan Reed never grew up listening to Michael Jackson's songs. So then why is he criticizing him in the first place? If he didn't If he didn't recognize Michael Jackson's songs while he was growing up, why is he even talking bad about him? Why? He also says, I didn't even know until halfway through production of the documentary that Billie Jean was a Jackson song. Well, now you know. Now he knew what it was, that Billie Jean was a Michael Jackson song. I guess he must have heard it for the first time or something. I don't know. And someone asked, how does it feel if he turns on the radio and a Jackson song comes on? And that's what the question is. And Reed laughs. You know, I didn't listen to pop music growing up, so why even bother saying something about it then? Why even make a documentary about him if you didn't know anything about him? I mean, Michael was innocent. He never did anything to anybody. And, you know, and all these people, they're coming out saying, oh, well, he did this and did. No, not true. People lie. That's why that one sign that's in the protest thing that I showed you, it says people lie. And that is the truth. People do lie. And of course, the other sign that says MJ, or facts don't lie. I'm sorry. And facts do not lie. They had no right saying, oh, well, da da da. No. Never happened at all. And this is why Wade Robson and James Safechuck, they think they're going to get another trial, but guess what? They're going to lose anyways, so they're not going to come out with money, this and that. No. They're not going to come out with nothing. They're going to come out as losers, seriously and literally, from the court if they do get another trial. Leave your comments below. I am out.